John Dramani Mahama is the presidential candidate for the NDC into the 2020 presidential elections. And he garnered the 95.3% vote in the presidential primaries that was convened by the NDC over the weekend. Well, we'll bring you a wrap-up of all the activities of the main and great events. And this is brought to you by Justice Beidou.
His Excellency, President John Dramani Mahama. Let's give a round of applause to that.
As Mr. Mahama's name was announced, an uproar of jubilation at the NDC National Head Office. This landslide victory at the primaries establishes him as a strong contender to battle the governing NPP in the 2020 elections.
I'm deeply touched by the overwhelming endorsement I have received from the grassroots of our party. It is a call to duty, it is a call to action, it is a call to battle.
Out of the over 260,000 votes cast by NDC delegates across 275 constituencies, the former president polled 213,487 votes, representing a whopping 95.24%. Mr. Mahama, who says he's deeply touched by the overwhelming victory, believes his triumph marks the beginning of the party's journey to the seat of government again. The former president was in the race with 6 others. All of them have pledged to work to ensure the party's victory come 2020. Sylvester Mensah believes the margin of victory recorded by the former president makes it impossible to challenge the election even if he wanted to.
With a victory margin, every complaint fails into insignificance, and all issues of infractions that we have complained about obviously fails into insignificance.
Gusi Tano, a man who first stood to be president in the year 2000 on the ticket of an NDC breakaway group, the Reform Party, says he is prepared to help when he is called upon.
I've always worked with the party. I've always supported the party. I've always helped the party. And I'll continue to do so.
You talk about the party, but I'm talking about John Mahama.
Well, he's the leader of the party, so working for the party, I presume, is working for, indirectly, working for the leader.
Echo Spiogabra, he too a serial contender for the NDC flag-bearer slot, said the contest has helped strengthen the party for the 2020 election.
We've actually played a very important role as aspirants in improving the party's own capacity for assembling data.
Professor Joshua Alabi, a man who was tipped to be Mr. Mahama's biggest threat after his terrible showing, also says he is ready to work with the party's campaign.
Well, I congratulated him. He has one I have to congratulate. I'm a sportsman. And I told you that the gap was too much. We shouldn't have gone to that level.
NDC longtime bigwig Alban Bagbin and newcomer Nuruddin Idrisu, both from the Upper West region, also did not make any significant show at the poll, but have both pledged to support the party.
Tonight, I want to serve notice to Ghana. The NDC is poised for victory in 2020.
Mr. Mahama is a man of many firsts. When he lost the 2016 election, he became this republic's first one-term president, and in December 2020, he would be the first ex-president to stand for election again. With 92.24% of his party's people throwing their weight behind him to stand again, come 2020, win or lose, he certainly has shown that he won't be a pushover.
Well, the percentage margins, 95.23%. That's what it was. But ultimately, we've also been having some great interaction with the General Secretary of the party, Johnson Asiedu Nketia, who says the party is all the better after this primary.
Or shall I say yesterday, was the beginning of our journey to the Flagstaff House. Everybody should do everything possible to make this election a success.
Our slogans must change. This morning in my car, when we were coming and we decided to buy something, and the guy rolled the glass down and saw one of the tax, monitoring tax. He said, "Oh, I beg you, you are buying my thing. I don't have vote, but please vote for John Dramani Mahama." So the 95% plus is a reflection of the will and wishes of the entirety of the Ghanaian public who are calling for the return of the NDC and the return of John Dramani Mahama.
And following that, well, there's some individual contributions to the victory of John Dramani Mahama. And post that announcement, the Member of Parliament for Assin Muntaka Mubarak convened a mini rally in his constituency in honor of the victorious John Dramani Mahama.
0.6% of total registered voters showed up at polling stations to cast their ballot. A resounding victory was announced in favor of former President John Mahama. Mr. Sribo Kweku is chair of the Electoral Commission in the Ashanti region.
Candidate Mahama, you had 32,664. Percentage terms, 95.08%.
Ahead of results declaration, delegates had commenced jubilations after counting of ballots in polling stations, with stronghold of the party, Asawase constituency, taking the lead. Member of Parliament for Asawase, Muntaka Mubarak, reveals the constituency will focus on uniting the party.
In Asawase, now we know that there's some 16 people who, as part of our delegate, who think differently. It is all of us effort to do the little that we can in our own corners, to bring all those people on board, so that at the end of the day, we will be going to the election united.
Meanwhile, party secretary in the Ashanti region, Kwame Zu, reveals the party has lots of work to do in its bid to win back power.
We are committed to closing ranks. We shall extend our friendliness to virtually everybody, particularly agents for all other aspirants. They should be assured that we'll bring them on board, we'll work together towards a formidable party that can be a better engine towards elections 2020.
Nana Yauchima reporting.
Away from mainstream politics, the 62nd Independence Anniversary celebration has been launched by the Ministry of Information, and the Deputy Minister of Information, Pius Enam Hajide, says this year's celebration will be convened in Tamale.
The theme for this year's celebration is Celebrating Peace and Unity. The theme consolidates the success made in achieving peace and unity amongst the people of the North, and also reiterates the fact that Ghana will continue to be the beacon of hope while remaining peaceful and also protecting its enviable record of being one of the most peaceful countries in Africa. Government is optimistic that moving the national celebration to Tamale will do a lot of good to the people of the North. It will not only boost the local economy, but also serve as an opportunity for the region to showcase its rich and diverse cultural heritage while canvassing for more developmental projects.
Well, it's been 5 years since the late Komla Domo, one of the astute broadcasters on the African continent who was working with the BBC at the time of his passing. And the Komla Domo Foundation has since been undertaking a number of activities since his demise in memory of him. And just this weekend, well, they again convened a memorial in memory of the late Komla Domo at the Holy Spirit Cathedral.
Family joined members of the Holy Spirit Cathedral to thank God for sustenance 5 years after his death.
Love our enemy must begin from you and me.
Using Komla's life as an example, the presiding minister for the service, Reverend Father Wisdom Lawe, asked Christians to strive to love one another just as Christ did. After the sermon, I caught up with Reverend Father Wisdom Lawe, who revealed to me how emotional he nearly got before and during his message.
I must confess that at the beginning of the Mass, I was quite emotional, because the memories of 5 years ago when we lost Komla, especially on the day when we were burying him, came with a lot of emotions.
But the wife of the late broadcaster, Kwadwo Dumo, also was thankful to Ghanaians for the love and support shown herself and children. She also had a piece of advice to young ones out there striving to be influential in their endeavors, just as the late Komla Dumo was.
Komla was passionate about his work, about the stories that he told, about people's lives and how they lived the life they lived, So I think that's one key. Read a lot and be passionate.
Children of the late Komla Dumo say their father really taught them the ideals of life. They are confident of a fulfilled life 5 years on after his passing.
The only thing we can really do now is sort of carry on his legacy and do our best to make him proud and make Ghana proud.
I feel very happy to be his son. I feel that as a family, we've grown after his death. And I feel that I can grow as a person because of what he's done for me.
Kweku Sentim Mesa, known in public as KSM, is a Ghanaian talk show host and author. For him, today's event does not end Komla Dumo's influence on his life and that of many others.
I choose not to remember Komla Dumo for how he died, but for how he lived. What a life, And his passion to put us global was just phenomenal.
Komla Dumo, who died on Saturday, January 18, 2014 at age 41 in London, is described by many as a man of peace who had the interest of his people at heart. With the cheers and warm wishes from this memorial, it's clear for all to see that his legacies still live on. For JoyNews, Charles Aite reporting.
Komla Dumo, always in our hearts. May so rest in peace. But that'll be it for the latest news headlines we have. We have more news. We will look at the newspapers. Please make sure that you get interactive with us. We have a page on Facebook. We have a Twitter handle. And then you also watch it as live, not only on Facebook, but also through the channel, Major Online TV on YouTube. We'll have to bring you a wrap-up of what the stories are, front and back pages of the newspapers. Thereafter, Benedict Owusu will be here with the latest sports headlines.